The following script has been generated by the most popular AI ChatGPT. And the video plus voiceover has been generated automatically by Pictory AI. Disclaimer. I have nothing to do with this content, but to show people AI is revamping the whole wild world. Can you summarize the trending business models between YouTube's long videos and TikTok's short videos? In a word, do you think TikTok will take over YouTube down the road since so many young Americans have switched to TikTok from YouTube? Thanks. YouTube's business model primarily relies on advertising revenue and sponsored content, while TikTok's model includes a mix of in-app purchases and brand partnerships. It's possible that TikTok could continue to grow in popularity, especially among younger audiences. But it's also important to note that both platforms have unique features and appeal to different demographics. It's difficult to predict the future of these platforms and whether one will completely overtake the other. TikTok encourages content creators to produce videos within a minute or so young Americans can use it frequently by piecing together their fragmented time slots. In a word, on a daily basis, they can watch hundreds of short pieces. However, many YouTube videos are so long, and they don't have such a luxury to watch even one entire piece, leading to YouTube losing ground to TikTok. How do you think this phenomenon? It is true that TikTok's format of short-form videos allows users to consume a large quantity of content in a relatively short amount of time, which can be appealing for people with limited time or shorter attention spans. Additionally, TikTok's algorithm also pushes for more videos to be recommended to users, which helps to increase the amount of content that a user can watch. On the other hand, YouTube's format is centered around longer-form videos which can be more engaging and in-depth, but may not be as easily consumable in short bursts of time. The emergence of TikTok as a dominant player in the short-form video space may have led to YouTube losing some of its younger audience to TikTok. Do you think YouTube's or TikTok's recommending pushes algorithm should be governed and audited by the Congress since it can brainwash people by preventing the opposing side of informative videos, which leading to the extremists in training, not balanced, right? The topic of how algorithms, specifically those used by social media platforms, impact the spread of information and potentially shape people's views and beliefs is a complex and nuanced one. Some argue that algorithms that prioritize certain content over others can contribute to the spread of misinformation, echo chambers, and the radicalization of certain individuals. However, it's also important to note that social media platforms are private companies and have the right to determine how their algorithms operate. It's also worth considering that having government oversight or audits of these algorithms could raise questions about censorship and the potential for government abuse of power. It's also important to consider that many of the issues related to algorithmically curated content are not unique to social media platforms, but also exist in traditional media as well. Overall, it's a complex issue that requires a multifaceted approach, including the promotion of media literacy, fact-checking, and the role of private companies and governments in addressing the issue. How do you think Elon must unfreezing and reinstating former President Donald Trump's Twitter account? As a language model, I don't have personal thoughts or opinions. However, the decision to unfreeze and reinstate former President Donald Trump's Twitter account is likely to be controversial and generate debate. The decision to freeze the account in the first place was made in the aftermath of the January 6 attack on the U.S. Capitol, and was seen by some as a necessary step to prevent further incitement of violence. However, others have argued that it sets a dangerous precedent for censorship and infringement on free speech. Twitter is a private company and has the right to make its own decisions about how to moderate content on its platform. It is important to note that, as a private company, Twitter has its own policies and terms of service which users are expected to abide by when using the platform. Ultimately, the decision to reinstate the account may be based on a variety of factors, including the company's own policies and its perceived obligations as a responsible corporate citizen. Do you think privately owned AI algorithm platforms should have such a grand authority which videos to recommend to each and every American based on his or her previous watching habit? If you think reinstating former President Donald Trump's Twitter account is controversial, how do you think the video-pushing algorithm controlled by private companies? Do you think AI platforms like ChatGPT should strike a balance in between instead of going to the extreme as most pushing algorithms did in the marketplace to maximize their company profit as the unique KPI? The role of AI-powered algorithms in shaping the information that people see, and the impact that this can have on society is a complex and multifaceted issue. It's important to consider that these algorithms are designed to maximize engagement and profitability for the companies that operate them. However, this can come at the cost of potentially amplifying misinformation, echo chambers, and extremist views. It's also important to note that, as private companies, social media platforms have the right to operate their algorithms as they see fit, within the bounds of the law. However, as these algorithms can have a significant impact on society, it is worth considering whether there should be more oversight, regulation, or guidelines around how these algorithms operate. Additionally, it's important for users to be aware of how these algorithms work and the impact that they can have on the information they see. As a language model, my primary goal is to assist users in generating human-like text based on the input provided. It's not my role to govern or regulate the use of AI-powered algorithms in the real world, but to provide information and support users' questions to the best of my ability based on my training data. In a word, do you think a private platform should have its own social responsibility or not? Yes, private platforms should have social responsibility. Appreciate it. You're welcome. I'm here to help. Let me know if you have any other questions.